When you cling to the old, there is no room to receive the new awaiting you. The old story served its purpose, and now it's time to say thank you to that old story, write anew, and live the life of your dreams. I remember the girl I used to be. The girl who couldn't meet the right guy, who complained all the time about why she was destined to be alone, how she couldn't stand work, and even felt like she had failed at raising kids in a two-parent home. This old story held me as the victim. Poor me, how unfair life had been to me. I thought life was happening to me instead of for me. It wasn't until my mom passed away that I received the greatest wake-up call of my life. I was awakened to the old story, and I wanted nothing more than to change it. Write a new spectacular story. You are getting a sneak peek into how I help you let go of your old story to write and embrace your new story. Encouragers unite. This is for you if you don't have the positive support you need to chase your dreams while doing all the things. Or maybe you just need those positive vibes from other positive people doing positive things. You want to do self-improvement together to be great throughout all the areas of your life. If this is you, you found your tribe. I go live once a month, and this is also where we collaborate because together we can do so much more. Join now, and you get to help me create a community we love that serves and supports us in all the right ways. Let's build it together in the Encouragers Unity. We can all use more encouragement in our lives, so click the link in show notes to get started now, and I'll see you inside. In the midst of doing all the things, you can do all things and chase your dreams. Stay encouraged as we go on this journey called life, tackling everything that comes our way while we shine our light despite any circumstances we face. No more downplaying or dimming your light, because through the good, the bad, and everything in between, together we can encourage over everything. Hey, encourager. I hope this message today finds you encouraged. And if not, my wish for you is by the end of the episode, you are feeling enlightened and encouraged to go have the best day yet. We're diving into a great topic. You're getting a sneak peek into my coaching program that I do with my one-on-one clients, the elite encouragers. Hey, we get into your old story and how to let it go so you can write a new story. Your old story is your identity. It's a combination of the themes and patterns that hold you locked into this image of an old version of you. Just like you grow from adolescence to adulthood, there are things you outgrow, transition, and let go of in order to embrace that new stage. When you cling to the old, there's no room to receive the new awaiting you. The old story served its purpose, and now it's time to say thank you to that old story, write anew, and live the life of your dreams. If you're committed to doing the work and evolving into that best version of yourself, then you'll continue to grow into greater and greater versions of yourself. The old story has been a comfortable place to play small, to settle, or just be okay with what is. But there's a part of you that's longing for more, but it often goes ignored because leaving that comfort zone, it can be scary, uncertain, and seem impossible. It's kind of like your favorite old jeans. They might be on their last leg, honey. But you don't really want to get a new pair of jeans and break them in and go through that whole process. You just want to get to that space where they're just feeling so good and comfortable. Same deal. like those old comfy jeans, I recognize not everything in the old story is bad. It most certainly wasn't all bad for me. Even for as much as I complained or felt ashamed of certain areas that I felt like I failed in, there was a lot of good in that old story. So many accomplishments, many of my greatest, most cherished memories come from that time. And it just can't be all bad when every single piece of it led to who I am today. In fact, at that time, it wasn't even bad. It was more like a woe is me. How unfair life had been to me in some of the parts of my life. I was a single mom, and I was low-key ashamed that my children wouldn't be raised in a two-parent home because that was my dream. I never wanted for them to grow up in the way that I had to with just one parent. But I mean, as a parent, who doesn't naturally just want more for their children? Of course we do. It wasn't until my mom passed away and I was cracked wide open that my greatest awakening had me see myself through new eyes. I seen how defeated I was living life. From this victim place, I seen the label of a single mom as something to be ashamed of. It made me lose sight of what was most important, which is for them to grow up in a happy home, full of love, where they are safe, healthy, in every sense of the word, cherished and poured into. How simply blessed they are to have me. From the moment I knew of their life, every single breath I have breathed has gone into loving them in this way. And I'm truly happy and very proud of myself as a mother. I now wear the label of single mom as a badge of honor. I had to become the victor and let go of that defeated mentality. The same for all the other complaints I had with my love life and my work life. I had to let those beliefs go in order to embrace the love life and work life that I truly wanted. Those were themes and patterns I had to work through. What are yours? What themes, patterns, or identity do you need to let go of that no longer serves you? What things about you have you outgrown? You know it. Whip out that journal and go deep with yourself. Trust me, you are worth it. While you are in there, all up in your journal, you may notice some things you've been holding on to, mistakes that you made, that you've been holding over your own head, things you should have known or should have done better, wish you never did or said. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for it all. All you did or didn't do, said or didn't say. Absolutely all of it. Please, in your journal, put everything that you forgive yourself for. You had a certain level of awareness then, and now that you have this newfound level of awareness, you see the lessons you've learned from so much of a different perspective. All of it led you here to yourself. You wouldn't be the same without it. With this increased awareness, you can move forward with intention and by your own design. Appreciate that old story and all it was and all it's given you. Thank the old you. Now, I'm a woman, so I'm going to speak this from my perspective, okay? But fellas, do this for you too. Appreciate her, love her. She needs your love and support, and now more than ever. There is no need in making the old you bad. There's no judgments, no labels needed. Show her grace and gratitude. As long as you aren't driving right now, wrap your arms around yourself and give yourself a hug. You need this embrace. This gesture is to remind you to be your own best friend, to have your own back, and show yourself the affection you want and need. Reconnect with yourself. Welcome yourself back home to you. So much of what you look for outside of you is within you. Love all the parts of you, the parts you love the most, the parts that need the most love, and the parts of you that are still growing and that you're growing into. look yourself in the mirror and give yourself a high five. Mel Robbins taught us the power of cheering yourself on, seeing yourself, and loving who you are. This all came from Mel learning from her own experience of not being able to look at herself in the mirror. You, I'm sure, know how it is because we are so good at picking ourselves apart, honey. We will focus in on the pieces and parts we don't like. Am I right? Well, guess what? Especially when this is a repeated pattern and habit, that has a lasting negative impact on your self-esteem and how you see yourself. Your identity takes the brunt of it. You can't operate at your best after you've given yourself a mental beatdown. While brushing your teeth in the morning, I encourage you to think of 3 things you love about yourself. And before you leave the mirror, say one encouraging thing to yourself and give yourself a high five. Tell me how you feel in a week. You are gonna feel amazing. I know I did. And if you need more, get the book, okay? You'll love it. I can't say this enough. Love yourself. Love yourself. Love yourself. If you are looking for love from your family, friends, coworkers, I encourage you to start with loving yourself first. So often, what it is that we're seeking and looking for, we're not giving to ourselves first. It's already there within you, and yet you're turning over every rock and every stone for what's already right inside of you. It's right in your face, literally. Some of your blessings have been placed within the last place God knew you'd look, within yourself. Ooh, now that is a word, honey. Love yourself first, not in a conceited or selfish way, but from a place of love and necessity. You deserve it and you are worthy. You are worthy of self-care every day, not just on a Sunday. As you do all the things and chase your dreams, self-care has to be a major part of your day-to-day life. Giving yourself what you need is the key to being able to give everybody else what they need. If you're having a hard time making sure your self-care is on your list, get all the deets in the Encourager's Insider Guide to Self-Care. These free, easy DIY tips for simple ways to make self-care a part of your daily routine, plus some bonus goodies. Get your free Encourager's Guide to Self-Care because you deserve to be a priority on your list. Grab it right on the blog or the show.encourageovereverything.com/self-care freebie. No more being last on your list. Grab it today and give yourself the gift of self-care. As thoughts become things, they often become decisions, and we're now at a crossroads. Not the same ones that Bone Thugs and Harmony sung about. But metaphorically speaking, we are at a place where you have a decision to make. I'll be cracking myself up sometimes. All right, now let me quit playing. This is an important question, and be honest with yourself when you answer it. Are you ready to write a new story? You might think this is a silly question to ask, but the only silly questions are the ones that go unasked. If you don't ask the question, then it's silly. There is a comfort in your old story, a payoff, if you will. You may like the attention or the support that you received when in victim mode. It can be easy to settle or play small here, or just easier to blame someone or something for the way that things are and not have to actually take responsibility. There are many reasons why some may choose to stay in an old story. It could even be as innocent as just being unaware. I was simply unaware when I was in mine, and maybe you are too. But once you become aware, You have to make a decision. It's your choice if you decide to stay in this space. You know my favorite line by E40, everybody got choices. And trust me, even not making a choice is still making a choice. You may think you're not doing anything, not taking any action, but it takes the same amount of energy to stay where you are. We either move because of pain or pleasure. You're either moving away from pain or to pleasure. Sometimes you have to get through the pain in order to get to the pleasure. Staying where you are, settling for less, all comes at a cost. Only you know if you're willing to pay the price and if you're ready to move forward and write a new story. So what's it gonna be? Whip out your journal and explore to figure it out. If you decide to stay where you are, is it for good reason? What does staying here actually look like? If you decide this old story has to come to an end, let's write a new story. The great thing about this life is you are the author. You get to produce your own life. You get to co-create this life along with your creator. You are such a powerful co-creator. I hope you know just how powerful you are. You get to design your life and not just live it by default. So what does your new story look like? What new personality traits or characteristics do you have? Do you go from lacking confidence to having full confidence? Do you go from the shy, awkward persona that blended into the background to being the star of the show and center stage? Do you go from the 9-to-5er to a successful entrepreneur? Do you go from struggling to successful, disempowered to empowered, tragic to triumphant, or busted to blessed? In your news story, focus on the two, where you want to be. It's not about where you are, what your current circumstances are, or what the situation is. This is leading you to where you truly want to be. What does the next chapter hold for you? You get to decide. Not only do you get to decide, you also get to design what the next phase of your life will be and who you will be in it. This is so important. I can't impress upon you enough. Having the life of your dreams isn't just about acquiring things. If that ain't a word. While it is a part of it, the greater part of it is who you have to become in order to acquire those things. The law of attraction is always working as we're always manifesting. So speak life over your life and into your life. How amazing is it that when you ask, it is given? You don't have to spend all of your time asking over and over and over again. The creator, the universe, your guardian angels, they all hear you and know what you want. When you ask, you must believe, because as soon as you ask, it is given. Where you should focus and spend your time and energy is being in the receiving mode. Have you put yourself in a position that you can receive what you've asked for? This is the work that I love to do with you one-on-one. If you're really serious about doing this in a major way, check the link in the show notes to become an elite encourager. In the meantime, in between time, get in your journal and start designing your life. What does the next chapter look and feel like? If every year or decade is a chapter, what do you want those to look like? Start dreaming again. I know you got swept up in life and been so busy taking care of your spouse or the kids, your family, working, going to school, volunteering, and anything else you find yourself signing up for. All of those things are great, but so are your dreams. And when activated, there will come a time when you look around and the life you are living is a reflection of your true intentions to feel alive, fulfilled, and blessed beyond measure. Your old story served great purpose for you. Without all the contrasts, the lessons, the uncomfortable and less desirable moments, you'd have no clear vision on what it is that you don't want, so you can know exactly what you do want. Thank your old story for all that it's given you, all you've learned, and who you've become as a result of it. You get to decide if this is the time to write a new story. You are now equipped to decide how you will move forward from here. Whether you decide to stay in the old story or go into the new story, the choice is yours. I mean, Diggable Planets did say it best. You can get with this or you can get with that. You know me, everything is like music to my ears. The critical piece here is having an awareness as to why you are making the choices you are and what that looks like, so you can go forward confidently, knowing you are the co-creator of your life. You can write a new story anytime you like, and I'm here to help you reclaim your power back. From this moment forward, assume the position of the powerful co-creator you are and write a new story and fall in love with the process of making it your reality. Encourage over your old story, because together we can encourage over everything. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm throwing virtual confetti right now to celebrate you for finishing today's episode. And if you happen to share this with 2 or 3 friends, let me thank you in advance for being a true encourager and spreading positivity. We all know we need some more encouraging messages out there. Please leave a review, light me up with some stars, and share your feedback, as I love hearing from you. Also, check out the show notes for today's sponsors and all the ways to stay connected. You can give me a follow on Instagram at Encourage Over Everything, or DM me and tell me your favorite quotes or even topics you'd like to see covered on upcoming episodes. I'm super duper excited to share the launching of our new community, the EOE After Party. Join in to keep the conversation going, connect with other fellow encouragers, and support one another on these topics covered in this episode. Head on over to the EOE After Party. It's a free space where we can connect and support one another as we chase our dreams while doing all the things, because together we can encourage over everything.